Hi, you guys. My name is Jay, and I am back again with
Laura.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel, you guys. And this will be our third and final interview for training with Laura for her being the giveaway winner of training that I announced in December. So, wow. I feel like that's the number one thing that I can say is just wow on so many levels of accomplishment like hurdle jumping, like with obstacles and just having so many things come across our ways since January, really. So, kind of how are you feeling right now? What are like the emotions that you're feeling? What's going on through your head right now?
But right off the bat, I gotta just put it out there, gratitude.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for you. So grateful for the experience of actually being a part of this journey with you and you extending your care and attention to me. I know. Sorry, I don't want to make you cry right off the bat, but it's just so true. Like honestly, I feel like I showed up. I mostly was never late. I think it was like just 2 times that I was late, and even if it was late, it was like 20 minutes or less, you know. And because I understood the value of this, I understood the bigger picture of this for myself and for you too.
Yeah.
The reality that this is what I've been praying for. This is something that I've been wanting to do. I just said, you know, once I get that opportunity, I'm gonna run with it. And
You did.
Yeah, I feel like I really came through with for myself and for you and for everything. Like this is beyond bigger. I always have these bigger picture moments when I reflect on what I'm doing, and I guess that's what grounds me. And it's understanding that it's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad, it's gonna be everything, and to be grateful for all that process.
Because I think that's what creates the storyline. Like if we didn't have certain experiences, how would we know? How would we know where we'd end up today?
Yeah.
You know, and I always think about that. Like, what if I chose the other decision? Like,
oh yeah.
what if I went that way?
Yeah.
Like, where would I be? But no, I'm a very, very firm believer, and that's why I have the 222 on the back of my neck, because I am a firm believer that everything is as it should be. It comes as it is, and I am here to just live it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely appreciate you showing up. I don't think you canceled. No,
just the other one time I felt sick. You know, I couldn't make it.
That week.
I know we both.
That week was just insane for the both of us. That's okay.
Like I felt sick one time, and then the next day you felt sick. I was like, it's okay. Well, you know what? We're recovering.
But other than that,
something.
it was never like, oh, like I'm tired. You know, I can't make it in today.
No.
Like you had valid
reasons
why we couldn't, and that fell into your journey. And actually, I do want to go a little bit into that about how you felt Crohn's was affecting you during that time. So just a really quick like catch up, I guess. So when was that? About a month ago? Yeah, about a month ago. I think it was like beginning February, mid-February, around that time. Both of us were just having a week. It was one of those weeks where, okay, I have this going on, you have that going on. And so I had gotten sick. I think I just had like strep throat. Yeah, that's what I got. And then Laura
had a Crohn's flare up. It was just, I couldn't keep anything down, didn't want to eat. My bloating was painful. Like I would touch my stomach and it would hurt. It'd be like stabbing needle pain. And I'm like, okay, I haven't had this feeling in a while, so I know what to do. And it's to stop. It's to stop everything and relax. And it did take me onto a little bit of a spiral with my mental, because I was like, these are the moments where I want to just stop and not try again. Because I was feeling that moment of like, I need to communicate with Jay on what's going on, because I was feeling like I was laying you down. I was feeling like I could easily go into that moment of, no one understands this pain. She's not going to understand. And I've been there. I mean, honestly, I've been there with friends, I mean, anybody that's close to me, I would shut down and just disappear. And the reality was, no, I have to do this differently because I value your time. I value what you're doing. And not that I didn't value before what I was going through. It was just, I understand now communication is a big puzzle piece on relationships and being intentional with what I'm doing. So I told you what was going on, and then I sent you pictures.
Yeah.
And that's something I never done before. I've never expressed myself like that to someone, like to say, hey, you know what, this is what's really going on. It hurts so much, I can't move, or I'm trying to move, and some positions really hurt.
Yeah.
And you caught on like real quick. You were just like, it's okay, just do what you need to do. Get back on it, but make sure you eat. And that's what you circle back all the time. Make sure you eat. And I know, and that's another thing that I've understood and valued on my journey with this, is that I have to give nutrition to my body. And it may look different than the norm, but at least I have to do my intakes.
Yes.
Because for me, I'm really easy to just go straight water diet. I'm so easy to do that. Like it's really scary actually. Now that I think about it, I'm like, how did I do all of that? And I was just literally just off of water or like tea and stuff. It's like, okay, I can't do that. Like that's like torture. So yeah, it was really tough. And even to this day, like, I was telling you a couple of days ago, it's like, I've been feeling a lot of emotion, and it's all tied into my gut.
Yeah.
So finding balance has been a big one.
Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate you being that open, because in my head, when I think of bloating, I'm like, oh, okay, like, you do feel like a little bloated around the area. But when you sent the pictures, I was like, oh, okay. Like, it put your reality into like a bubble for me. I was like, I can only imagine what it feels like to not only be like this just for like a day, 2 days. That lasted a good like 4 or 5 days.
It was a whole week. Yeah.
The whole week?
It was a whole week to like get it out of my system.
Like entirely.
Yeah, entirely out of my system. It took me a week to bounce back from it. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. And how often would you feel like that does happen to you?
I would say at least once a month.
Okay.
I want to say, because women, we go through cycles.
Yeah.
And it's inevitable. So Crohn's, top of what women normally do on a regular basis already, it's for me, I want to say 3 days top out of a month. That's how I feel. But like I said, knowing my remedies, knowing what works for me, getting back on my probiotics, or increasing my intake of probiotics. I see it's like day and night for me.
And it's awesome to know that, like, the information, what it takes. It's just a matter of just doing it consistently for yourself when your body really needs that extra push.
And being patient. And
oh man, that's a hard one.
I know. Yeah, no, seriously, that's the thing. It's this line that I'm constantly walking on, where it's the keep going, don't stop, and be patient with you while you're keeping going. Because the fact is, I'm always going to have this suicidal ideation with me. It's with me constantly, telling me, just stop. Why are you doing this? Just stop. And I also have to feed love to that part of me, because it is me. And it's this line that I'm constantly walking on, and I keep pushing myself, and I see the value of what I'm doing, that I'm bringing that part of me and saying, it's okay, I'm going to hold your hand too, and we're going to get through this, because nothing lasts forever.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I know this is just a bit of what you have experienced even since it started. So I definitely thank you for not only being so open about it, but also teaching me along the way. I think that alone has helped me understand you better, and that's what makes it very personal. So, and I don't think that like people have like a misconception that training, like, okay, I just know everything. Like, no, I don't. I'm gonna learn along the way. So having you along my journey, I feel like has definitely taken me a big just learning experience also. So I definitely appreciate that and being patient to understand, and again, not like shutting me out, because in that sense, then it'll make it difficult for the both of us, because
Yes.
it's like I don't understand you, you don't understand me. So I think we both grew in that concept of just like understanding, like, okay, it's okay to be open, it's okay to trust this person. And I think building the trust organically also, just based off of how we just kind of met each other.
I know.
I think we were friends like in our past life too.
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, so thank you very much for sharing that. This journey of fitness, of training, it's been a wild one, in many good ways. So for you, what would be one word or a phrase or just like a little piece that you would use to describe your training? Like your not necessarily your training, sorry, your just fitness journey.
Fitness journey. Yeah. Ooh. I would say it would be a phrase. Honestly, simple. Keep going.
Yeah. Keep going.
Because the thing is, it's whatever you do consistently, that's what you end up becoming.
Yeah.
And I really had to understand that less is more, and valuing the intention behind your workouts, being that mind-body connection. That's where the little trick is, of connecting what you're working, not just mindlessly doing it. So that's been a very profound experience for me, is because, you know, even when we started, I would be horrible with taking breaks in between our sets. And it's like, okay, no, take a break. It's okay,
Laura,
it's okay, Laura. Stop. Like, no, I gotta keep going. And that's who I was. I've always been that person. No, I gotta keep going until the wheels fall off. But then, ya te desgastaste. Like, where are you? Like, you can't come back from having no wheels, you know? So I understand that keep going means making that process smooth and not burning yourself out in it. Yeah. So that's been a big one for me.
But in the same sense, I feel like that can also be the most difficult.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It can be the most difficult thing to do, because I think, like, just as humans, we're always looking for that instant gratification. Like, what can I get right now in this moment? Like, you know, I want to feel what I'm working for right now. Yeah. But that's not going to happen here. Like, that's not going to happen on the journey. It's a journey for a reason. It's not just like a trip. Like, you don't just go and come back. Like, I definitely feel like when you enter this journey, not really that like you don't know what's coming, but so much can change. Like, you can plan one thing to happen, like, okay, like, you know, I want to be here, this is gonna happen, and shit is just gonna happen along the way. And it's a matter of, okay, how do I work with this, not how do I work against it or around it, because eventually if you go around it, it's gonna come back in the future, you know. So being able to incorporate all aspects of your life, from work to home to gym to everything else in between, those are definitely important to creating the most beautiful journey. I'm not gonna say perfect, because I would not say it's not perfect, but you
end up finding the beauty within
in all of those experiences and people that you meet along the way, because you've met some great people.
I know. It's been really intense this past, since Poppy's Run. It's just been an overflow of people reaching out and understanding our connectivity to everything, and it's been very. I'm in awe. I'm in this moment of reflective emotions of, you know what, this is big. This is people's lives, and it's our lives, and it's something to really sink and appreciate, even when things aren't going the way that you planned.
Want them to go.
Yeah,
yeah, I definitely feel that. Oh, we did also. You just mentioned poppies, and you have your beautiful T-shirt on. So we had Poppies Run for Life last week.
Dude, it was like 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, it's been a minute now.
Yeah, like I feel like days are just kind of like meshed in for me. 2 weeks ago, right? Yes, because last week we did the ice bath. Okay, that's another thing.
Oh, we have done so much.
We have done a lot.
Yeah.
So I am so I don't even know if I have a word to describe how I feel about poppies, because it just all worked out so well. Like on the way home, leaving from poppies, I had this moment of reflection, like I'm here today, like I made it, you know. And like when after you gave your speech for before the race started, when I just heard everybody call out names, and there was people that had photos of certain loved ones on like they were
running in memory of.
Yeah, and I didn't realize how blessed I really am. Like, and I'm kind of like almost sad to say that, in a sense that like it took that for me to realize it. You know, like I had to get to that point to be like, oh, like I am very blessed, but also in a sense of like, there's not enough happiness that I can share with the people around me to show what I want to give back. You know, to show up for those people who felt like they couldn't show up for themselves. And to know that we met, not even knowing that we were in, I'm going to bring it back up again, but you were in the video that I took last year when I was just kind of like going for my first 5K race. Like that it just kind of still blows my mind how our paths were like, we were taunted a little bit. We're like, y'all right there, you're right there next to each other, but you don't know, in a year y'all are gonna be moving mountains, you know. And like as I was leaving, I kind of seen you, and I was like, she's also came a long way. Like she did not know that she was gonna run this like 2 years ago, you know. So to know that we can set the goals and we work for them and accomplish them, like the power is all within us, and more than anything, your mind. And I think you have definitely helped me reach that point of like, okay, my mind is so much stronger than what I think or than what my body wants to convince me of. And that alone has translated into like multiple areas in my life. So just understanding that my mind is very powerful to take me to the next level, to then unlock the next door to get to the next level. And it's just kind of like this game that we're just constantly in. Reach that point of like, okay, my mind is so much stronger than what I think or than what my body wants to convince me of. And that alone has translated into like multiple areas in my life. So just understanding that my mind is very powerful to take me to the next level, to then unlock the next door to get to the next level. And it's just kind of like this game that we're just constantly in. But yeah, I'm very, very thankful for Poppies, and very thankful for Karen for setting it up and like giving it her all. So definitely, I look forward to being there year after year after year after year, and for as long as it's around, because I 100% support the cause. I support the people, and it's a great way to. It's a celebration of life, of our life, of their lives, and everybody else, or who's to come.
And that is, I mean, it's this is a very hard subject, and the best way that I keep wrapping this around is compassion, 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 because when facing suicide, either being the one afflicted with suicide or being around a person that's afflicted with suicide, it's a compassion that's needed for both ends. It's everything.
Yeah.
And it's so different for everybody.
It is.
And I think that's where it gets so confusing and conflicting. You can't put this in a box.
Mm-mm.
Nothing could be put in the box, to be honestly.
Nothing really.
But this is a big one. Like this is lives. This is, you're here one day, you're not here the other day kind of feeling. So I'm just so honored and so grateful and humbled to have been able to do that. And like you said, I did not know I would ever do something like that. And no matter how much I feel like I need to prepare, I don't prepare. It's just whatever you feel and just show up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the preparedness. That's it.
Yeah.
That's literally how I prepared for that. Just whatever you're feeling, whatever you need to feel like I need to say, and just make sure you show up.
And you did. You really, really did. And I feel like at that day, like your light was definitely shining. I could see the aura around you as you're speaking. It was vibrant, it was radiating. Everybody around could feel it. Like I looked to the left of me and I can see the person's face of like understanding and a sense of connection. And like you have a story so unique that is deserved to be told. And I strongly think that life will continue to hand out the cards that are the cards that are meant for you, and just continue being the best person that you can, the kind-hearted person that you are, and just keep showing up for yourself because you did that very well.
Thank you. Thank you. I take that to heart. Thank you.
Of course. And so, kind of like around the same topic, my next question for you is, how do you believe, or how do you feel, what do you think, will, how do you, sorry, how do you make this world a better place?
Ooh.
Like, what do you bring? Who are you? What do you do? Like, what do you, how do you make a better place?
Oh, that's a good one. I guess staying open is a big one for me. Being curious about why things are the way they are. How can we make it better? How can we be unified? Even for my profession as a community health worker, I'm so blessed and so grateful that I get an opportunity to express and show my resourcefulness and that curiosity of there's got to be a solution to this. There's got to be a way that this could work. And if it doesn't have one, how can we build it? And I really love the surrounding that I'm in. It's, like I said, it's, for me, I think it's what I bring to the table for this world is really a joyous, intentional feeling of connection. I mean, I always wanted to be that person that brings people together. And then I also understood that there's so many boundaries I need to put for myself to not stretch myself so thin, because I cannot make anybody do anything. Everybody's going to do what they want to do. But what I could bring is I always love to bring that joy, that randomness, that creativity, that curiosity, that resourcefulness, that will of wanting to make it better and be resilient through the changes and challenges that it has to go through in order for it to get better.
Yes, yes, definitely. You left me speechless. Wow, you really did that. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you.
That's all I can say. I'm so happy you're here. We've made it this far. And like to think that, like you said earlier before we started, like it's gone by fast, but it really hasn't. Like
Yeah.
everything has just been on time the way that it was planned out to be already.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you. And it's funny that I'm gonna ask this next question because you kind of already mentioned it a little earlier, but when I first interviewed you to even just talk to you initially, I did ask you a question at the end, and I asked you, what does happiness mean to you?
Yeah.
So I want to bring that question up again because I feel like every day is a different version of us. And so do you feel like you've found happiness in any kind of different way, or does happiness still mean the same thing to you that today?
Since we started, I know my answer back then was gratitude.
Gratitude, yeah.
And I want to say it's still the same.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we've had good days, we've had easy days. You see me come in here running already and like I'm ready to go. And then you see me limping and you've seen me in pain walking in, and you knew exactly what we needed to focus on for those days. And throughout that whole time, it was always gratitude that kept me in a happy state of mind, in a keep going state of mind, in that reality of, yes, it's hurt, but you know what? We woke up for 5 a.m. and we get to see the sunrise.
The sunrise! Shout out to the sunrise. It always shows up.
I know. So that's still I think it just made it more profound. My gratitude just went to a deeper level where I understand that oh man, that foundation is rock solid. It's finding the gratitude in the unso pleasant feelings, situations, circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, you stuck to that answer. That's something that you hold very, very true to, because you actually started this podcast right now with the same word of gratitude. I don't know if you did you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You started it the same way.
Yeah.
So the gratitude is always with you everywhere you are, and it definitely shows too. So I definitely appreciate you for showing up, because I know the drive was not easy. Just a reminder for everybody, Laura would drive. I think you made it now 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know. For some reason it gets shorter, and I'm like, how is this the same distance? From coming from Houston, closer to Bellway 8 and 288 South to Humble, what's the is it 1960? 1960 and 59. And I mean, yeah, it's funny how I feel like my trips have gotten shorter. It's the same length, but I don't know, like I'll listen to an audiobook, I'll listen to some music, or one time I actually sat in silence the whole time. It was one of those days where I was just I didn't feel like I needed any more stimulation
around you.
And then I'm like, I'm just gonna enjoy the sounds that our cars, moving, passing and going, and it was just like it was a really like yummy feeling to go to work and be like, I'm so serene right now. Yeah. like everything's like, some other people were like a little in and out on things, and I'm like, I got you. I hear you. I see you. Like, it was like this feeling, like just being, like I said, serene. But the reality is, that's the trip is something that I will miss at times, because I remember finishing my audiobooks like super easy, like so quicker than usual, and I'm all like, wow, that's another book. Okay, cool. Okay. I know. Yeah,
that is so awesome. And again, I'm gonna keep saying it, but I definitely really, really appreciate that you continue to show up and on time, because that could have been another like excuse of like, oh, like, I'm 10 minutes late, like, but the fact that you knew you had this drive, so you had to pre-plan, And like seeing you walk in with all your bags so you can shower, you had your shakes and everything. Like you made sure that your planning was to the best that you could to prepare yourself for the next event that you had or the next moment that you needed, because you knew that you were going to be hungry. So setting up and prepping was definitely a big factor also in helping you become so successful, because it's not going to happen on its own. It's just not going to fall in line again. You're going to have things that come up. So the fact that you knew that you had to prep previously to set your future self up was, I think, why a big reason why you did become so successful in the gym. And also you enjoy it. I think when you like to work towards something and you enjoy the process of it, it becomes a lot more enjoyable along the way. And it's not more of like, I have to do this. It's more of like, I get to show up and I get to do this for myself.
Exactly. Yeah. I remember those moments where I was like, oh my gosh, this hurts. But you know what? Immediately, a deep breath. All right, I'm in it. And I don't know if you saw those moments where like it was like, oh, she's like so she's so
she got it.
Yeah. So yeah, it is one of those things. Definitely finding that continuum in everything, but the planning was a big one for me too.
Yes. And that just, I think that's also the kind of person that you are in general too. So that definitely played a big factor in your journey here in the gym too. Yes. So so that was pretty much the questions that I wanted to get to you. But is there anything else that you kind of want to leave us with? Is there any like memorable moments that you have, like as far as training goes, or any like piece of advice that you want to leave for the people who have made it to the third interview this far, who have been following your journey? Any advice that you would give them, because I know you gave them some advice on the second one, so anything that you would want to leave with them?
It is about keep showing up, no matter how awkward you feel, no matter how tired you may feel too, finding that balance on listening to your body. I think that's one of the biggest things that really helped me out too, was like, wait a minute, let me circle back. And I love this one time where you immediately saw me walking in limping. It's like, okay, I know what we're going to do. And you already had already an idea of it, like a whole recovery session, foam rollers, the bands, the stretches, the mat, everything was already set up. And I'm like, okay, you knew this was going to be needed. So it was really amazing to understand that every day you may plan a workout, and it's okay to switch it up. It's okay to say, you know what, let me see, what does my body really need right now? And I feel like staying active just stay that consistency. Keep that consistency, no matter what it looks like. Keep that consistency. I think that's my biggest advice I could give. And that what you're feeling is temporary, and do all that you need to do to bounce back from it as soon as possible. Even if it isn't, that whole Instagram, this is how I get better in a day. No, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same. You figure out what you're saying, what is your recovery like, and stick to it. And trial and error, because that's how I learned. I had so much trial and error on, is it the heating pad? Is it the ice? Is it, what is it going to be today that's going to work? So I want to leave that off. But then I also want to say, I want to commend you on your first ice plunge, because this was last Saturday. And I'm so humbled to be a part of that experience with you, and so honored to have nudged you
after 3 months.
I know, after 3 months of saying, when are we going to do it? And then finally we got to do it, and you did it. You did not back out. You showed up. You got in there, and you experienced what you experienced, and you are excited to continue that. Because, Jay, not everybody wakes up and says, oh, I'm going to go do an ice plunge today. Just, I want to keep putting that out there, because not everybody does this. And it takes so much out of us, and you learned so much about yourself. And I'm so excited to see that part of your journey of expanding yourself and surrendering to the ice, like I keep saying,
Yeah.
because it really is. So I'm so excited, and I just hope that I could keep being part of that, because that's also good for me too. Like everybody needs to like understand that our body is so more capable to overcome difficult situations, and it does start with the mind.
Yeah, the mind is very, very powerful. That was definitely an experience that I am thankful to have you as my guide. I feel like there was no better person to ask to be there and to help me just fully surrender. There was parts of my body that I didn't even know that I could feel to that extent. And like the minute that I put my ankles in, I was like, yeah, this is really painful. Like I don't know how I'm gonna get past my knees. But like my body just like knew. Like there was a point where my arms were around, and then next thing they were just in the water. Like they just dropped on
They
the
did,
ball.
yeah.
And like to fully just like like it's like the world just stopped. Like the time like was on pause, and it was me like really feeling each breath that I was taking, feeling the ice like kind of like just touch my body. It was an amazing feeling, and we got to do it again. Like we have to keep this a thing because I feel like everybody should experience that at least once, at least that one time where you're having a really hard day. I think that's a catapult into a big change in your life.
Yeah.
So I'm very thankful to have had you there, and hopefully we can create something more like consistent with that too, and show other people that. Because if we can do that together, I think that would be great. Because yeah, everybody deserves that connection with themselves.
Yes.
And it's not easy to get it on your own.
Yeah, because it isn't. Yeah, it is going to be a little bit of baby steps for newcomers, but at the same time, it's paving that road. So I'm really grateful that I'm able to continue that, and I'm so incredibly thankful for the instructor that taught me, Shireen, who did this amazing work on me, and it was literally night and day for me. I showed you that post. The reality was, I was going to the ER monthly or every 3 months because of stomach pain, because of Crohn's. As soon as I started doing my cold plunges regularly, I have not been back to the ER. Yeah.
Oh. The power of ice. We didn't even know.
No, seriously, it was incredible. And yeah, I'll see my doctors, I'll do my checkups and everything, but an ER visit, come on. Having to tell my siblings, hey dude, look, I'm not feeling well, can you drive me? And they would do it. It would be 3 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever time it is, they would take me. And it was so hard. I'm like, I know I put my family through so much because of something that I could not control. But now understanding I have more control than I thought, it was just, it's so profound to understand that we are able to heal ourselves. We just have to get that patience right in order to try it. Yeah.
Well, I do have a little gift that I want to give you.
Oh.
It's not big, I promise.
You silly. Oh, a little plant. Yay. Who's this stuff? Pearl and Jade.
Yes. So she will grow. She is full, and she's already kind of like falling off to the side.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the way that she grows, just by your side and nurturing her. She's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. I love it. I need more plants in my life.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So,
Yay.
I hope that piece can stay with you for as long as she can, and I want that to be your reminder to just keep going. Like
Yeah.
she needs you to show up for her as much as you need to show up for yourself, and needs a lot of love.
Thank you. I love it.
Of course, yes, but yeah. So this is the end of our 3 month
Yeah.
period right now. Not to say that it will never be back or it will just stop here because I don't think it will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to say just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Every ounce of me is so thankful to have crossed paths with you and get to know you to this level that I do now. And I just thank you for trusting me. Thank you for showing up. Just so many thank yous for everything that I can just think of. Um, and I can't wait to see who you continue to grow into and just to see the impact that you have on your level
Mhm.
and what that can amount to. So I just want to say thank you and I am very, very
Thank you. And likewise, right back at you, because seriously, your journey is, you're starting. Like everything is such a beautiful way how you've been presenting yourself, putting it out there. That's a lot of work, first of all. Like I commend you on that. And also like just putting this opportunity out there and understanding that you're able to change people's lives. And that's beautiful. Yeah.
thank you. Um, but yeah, so this will conclude our third and final interview for Training with Laura, and I'm very thankful if you've made it this far. Thank you for watching. We genuinely appreciate the support that we have received from all different platforms. And if you feel like if you found yourself in a place where nobody will understand, there is somebody out there for you. There's help. There is love. There is peace that will be brought to you. Just keep working for it. Keep showing up for it because it's not gonna happen on its own. And like Laura says, just show the gratitude to everything. Show it to the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. And I promise you, it'll all pay off one day. So,
Yeah.
well, thank you for watching. If there is any additional questions that you guys might have, or if you're curious about anything, or if you have been able to watch our full journey of training, please give us a comment, like the video, and if there is, um, I guess maybe in the future we can create like a ice punch series.
Yes.
That would be cool.
That'd be amazing. Yes.
Catching everybody's reaction when they get in and just seeing how everybody will respond. That would be a cool idea.
Yeah, because it's not going to be the same for everybody.
No.
It's true. There's such a release and a surrender and a fight. Everything like it's such a battle to go in. But I guess exposing that reality that it's not going to be the same for everybody makes it normalized. I think that would be beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys soon.
Bye.